We are. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Okay. Let's move on to something difficult. Not for me, but for you guys. I'm going to use 4 cards for this. Now, this isn't a trick, this is more of an observational test for you lot, okay? So the idea is you need to keep your eye on this card, the 2 of diamonds. Now the 2 of diamonds at the moment sits at the bottom, but if I was to reverse the order of the cards and bring the 2 of diamonds to the top, there it is. So if I take that 2 of diamonds now and place it to the bottom of the pack, where is it? Well, you would actually be wrong because it's still at the top. Now, if I take the 2 again and this time place it back inside the middle of the pack, where is it now? Well, I can tell you would still be wrong because it's actually still at the top. If I place that one on the table, where is it now? Well, again, you'd still be wrong because it's actually still at the top. If I take that one and place it to the bottom, where is it now? Well, again, you'd still be wrong because it's actually still at the top. If I take that card and place it back to the bottom, where is it now? Well, again, you'd still be wrong because it's still at the top. If I take that one and place it on the table, where is it now? Well, again, you'd still be wrong because it's actually still at the top. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm using 4 of the same kind. I'm using 4 2 of diamonds. But I can actually tell you I'm not, because what I am actually using, I'm using a 10 of spades here, I'm using another 10 of spades right here, I'm using another 10 of spades right here. In fact, guess what? I'm using 4 of the 10 of spades, and there they are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 10 of spades. But could I fill you just like one step further? Maybe I was never using a 10 of spades. Maybe what I was actually using was a joker over here. Maybe I was using another joker right here. Possibly could have been using 3 jokers, by the way. Or would it really bend your mind if I was using all 4 jokers? Now that's just a simple observational test. I'm going to get rid of them back inside the centre of the deck, and we'll give the pack a shuffle, just like so. Now, what I am going to attempt to do for you is a fantastic effect that I learned from a Bristol magician by the name of Andy Field, and he performed this ace trick on his YouTube channel. After getting in touch with him, he then did a private video for me on how to do this effect. Now, as soon as I saw this, I thought, well, I have no chance, I'm never going to be able to do it. But after a while, after more practice, I eventually got it down. And sort of got it down anyway. I'll let you be the judge of that. Okie dokie, let's get the pack of shuffle. Now for the help of this, I need some cards selected. Well, I need 1 card selected, so let's first of all get someone in the audience just to say stop. Whenever you want, as I run my thumb down, just say stop anywhere you want. Stop. There. Right. That card then becomes your card. We're not going to look at it just yet. We're going to leave it face down, but what I do need is the help now of some other cards. So if my memory serves me right, the first card I'm looking for should be around about the 23rd position, which is about there. Yep, we find our first card. The next one should be about there. Excellent, that's going all right. Shift these cards to shuffle back in. And these cards spell ace, so A-C-E gives us our 3rd ace, and the final ace we need is probably the card you selected from the beginning. And there we have the 4 aces. Now that wasn't the trick. I'm sorry to confuse you, that really wasn't the trick. I just needed to produce the 4 aces. What I do need is the help of 4 of the cards for this effect. I'm just going to quickly go through the pack and get the ones that I need. There's 3 of them. I just need the final one, which is right there. And we're ready to begin. I can just put these down at the side for the time being. Now, This is Andy Field's aces. So smoke is required before we begin, because I like to keep the suspense. I like to keep you all in suspenders. And, it must be working because no one's actually got up off the seats to leave yet, so I must be doing something alright. Okay, already. Okay, excellent. Right, this effect then is going to use 8 cards. I'm going to use 4 black cards and the 4 aces. Now, the reason that we use the 4 aces is because they're easy to tell them apart and distinguish them from the rest of all the other cards in the pack, especially the 4 black cards. Not only that, I'm going to take these 4 aces and I'm going to leave them in the 4 corners of the mat, so you can actually keep your eye on them throughout this whole routine. Now, especially keep your eye on that one, because that's going to be the leader ace, the ace of spades. Now, the idea for this effect is so simple. I'm going to try and get one of these 4 random black cards to change places with one of these aces one at a time. In order for me to do that, I take my first black card and place it down over here, leaving me 3 black cards, and take the first ace and bury it into this pack. To get these 2 cards to change places, all I've got to do is do the move. By me performing the move, I can actually show you now that the first ace has actually vanished. I have no ace here, so that means it's arrived over here. Now, don't be fooled if you missed it the first time. I'll try it again. We take another black card, which I then place down over here, leaving me with 3 black cards, and I'll take the next ace and bury it into this pack. To get these 2 to change places, again, I've just got to simply do the move. And now the next ace goes, and that one arrives over here. Now, there's no funny business going on. All I'm using is just the 4 aces and just these 4 random black cards. So we'll try this again one more time. We take a black card and we place it down over here, leaving me 3 black cards. I'll take the final ace and bury it into this pack. To get these 2 cards to change places, again, I'm just going to do the move. And by doing the move, that allows now the final ace to disappear. Because if I'm just left over here with the 4 random black cards, of course over here must mean I have all 4 of the aces. And that, my friends, was Andy Field's aces. Thank you very much. Now I'm just going to lose these aces back inside the middle of the deck, so then I can carry on with another effect for you, and the black cards can just be shuffled in as normal. And we'll give it another shuffle as well. All in. Okay, what I'm going to attempt to do for you now is a fantastic effect from the brilliant mind of one of the greatest magicians that ever lived. And his name was Dai Vernon. Now, Dai Vernon was a fantastic magician, and probably one of the greatest card handlers of all time. And this effect that I'm going to do for you right now is called Triumph, and it's still being used around the world by the top magicians to this day. Even though sometimes they just make their own patter up now, or they change the decking, or they change the trick, sorry, should I say, to suit their own personal thing. But at the end of the day, the principle for this effect is still the same. So the idea is a card is selected completely at random. So say for instance this Queen of Diamonds is selected by a spectator completely at random, and as you can see, we just have a normal deck of cards here, nothing funny, all different. I've just done effects with them so you can tell that they're all different. It's just a normal deck of cards. That is one randomly selected card. Now the idea for this effect is the card is placed back inside the centre of the deck, and then it is lost. Simple as that. Now what Dai Vernon would then do, he would then say, right, we'll cut the pack and we'll give the pack a shuffle. Not only that, he'd say, look, I'll tell you what we'll do to make it fairer. He says, we'll give it, cut the pack again, and we'll even give the pack another shuffle. He would then ask the spectator, do you want another shuffle? They could say yes or no. If they said yes, he would just simply take the deck and he would give it another shuffle, and then he would shuffle them all in. Once he was satisfied, he would then say, right, I'm now going to create a moment of pure chaos, because he then took half the deck, he turned half of it face up and left half of it face down. Now, the first time that this was ever shown, the spectator would be like, well, what's he going to do here? But he did promise to create a moment of chaos. And what he then did was shuffle all the cards in face up and face down. Then he will proceed to show the deck in complete chaos. At this point, he would have no idea where your card is. He wouldn't even know if it was actually either a face-up card or if it was a face-down card, because the pack was in total disarray. But then Dai Vernon did something very magical. He said, just imagine if I could take you back a minute and a half ago and tell you that everything that you have witnessed in that last minute and a half was completely untrue. Because just imagine if he was actually working with a completely face-down pack of cards, but with just one card face up in the middle. The spectator's selection. And that was Dai Vernon's triumph. I thank you very much. Now, I've got a couple more effects to show you. If you are wondering why is Paul changing the packs, there's a simple reason for it, and that is because, and you can ask any magician this, if you perform long enough with cards, your hands start to sweat.